Welcome to your magic moon message. This is the Peace Stealer, and the moon is in Aries, making its 150-degree Virgo signature to the sun in Scorpio. Has this Scorpio season been spooky? And has this been spooky for you? Like I said in the beginning, I feel like it's only going to be spooky for anyone avoiding accountability, really. But should be the opposite. Maybe you might be the spooky one, the people who your presence reminds them of karma or accountability. Either way, Sagittarius season is on the way. I got word from some stars and spirits that it's gonna be the finale we're all expecting it to be. So this is, bar none, might be one of the wildest we had until next year, where we'll come into for sure the wildest so far. But yeah, that being said, we're gonna have the full moon in Taurus in a day and a half, in another 2 days, and that full moon to new moon in Scorpio, full moon in Taurus to new moon in Scorpio, is going to represent an exponential transformation and development, exponential development through transformation. What the full moon is doing is having you harvest transformation that the past week and a half from now has been activating, and with the moon in Aries, we're coming into the final integration of. So you're going to be experiencing exponential rapid transformation from full moon in Taurus to the moon is going to hop over Uranus and Gemini. Uranus is going to go back into Taurus. Then we're going to have the new moon at the end of Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus. That's how we're going to enter Sagittarius season. So rest of this year, I do want to maintain as nuts a Scorpio season like this, that throughout the full moon coming into the rest of the week, the sun is going to start to trine Saturn and Neptune, showing you the higher wisdom and meaning of belief systems you've put into effect since March, since the eclipse we had in Pisces. Yeah, you're going to start to see in Sagittarius the completion of this, but Scorpio is going to, through this transformation of your awareness, give you a higher, meaningful, I don't even want to say perspective, but quality of how you've broken through the development, expression, demonstration of these belief systems. And then you'll actually visually see it Sagittarius season. So this moon in Aries is tying together literally everything. And it's cool because this previous moon in Pisces helped us understand moon on Saturn and Neptune, this transcendence of your belief systems, how they are continuing to shift amongst other things, and how with the moon in Aries, you're not only directly applying this understanding authentically, but now what is this original understanding of this active integration of your awareness transforming? What is this authentic feeling you are taking to connect more intimately with those you trust? And now this is going to really prepare to kick off this rapid transformation, meaning you're going to be experiencing things shifting not only that quickly, but it's taking into account everything since May 6 months ago, April 7 months ago, March, we could say, like, I guess 9 months ago, give or take, 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. Okay. And of course, we did have the new moon at the end of Libra. So this is a fit, technically, the next time the moon is opposite this. But the moon in Aries, in having you feel your authenticity, is going to really affect not just behavioral patterns relative to how it is you transform your awareness with other people and are aware of circumstances and events changing with other people, but it's going to really revisit with Chiron in Aries this core authenticity that before we ground this in Taurus through your natural five senses and it's practical and tangible, it's reminding you who you feel you are. And it's good to really go back to the new moon in Aries, where we activated this awareness of who we feel we are, versus now where since then we've gone through the south nodal eclipse. We've had very unexpected turning points and changes in your perspective. And this is really that like final breakthrough before the real final breakthrough in Sagittarius that's going to show you how everything has changed. And that's where if you take too serious perspectives from the outside looking in, you could kind of give in to persuasive elements, sophisticated sophistry, and rhetoric, to where, a lot of people do not really know you the way they wish or think they know you. A lot of things people say are really just from the outside looking in. And if it can fit into the box of understanding of their previous experiences, you can inadvertently give your power away, because a lot of people are weak and give in to peer pressure. Ultimately, a lot of people are crippled and care too much about what other people think. In rare cases, you have people like me who are openly crazy. So like you'll see me talking to myself in public and I'll show out looking ridiculously ashy, still confident in myself. Like you can't really manipulate and shake somebody like that. Like I don't really need anyone to humiliate me. I can make fun of myself and embarrass myself. This type of stuff works on people who are just like obsessed with what other people think. And that type of thinking will really just make you fodder for people who want to kind of twist your arm or bend whatever. And that's the raw, savage originality, the rawness, the authenticity that you're going to understand in Aries to bring through there. A lot of people really just talk pieces, but don't really apply it. Their aim is to just get a group of people to agree with them. So it doesn't really matter how true what they're saying is. And you don't have to lower yourself to really like go back and forth. All you have to do is let your actions do the talking. Your actions will really go far more. People can kind of like change the perception around your actions, but the truth of what you're doing will always scream louder and speak louder than outside looking in projections. Especially mainly because you may find other people may take their frustration out on the way maybe actions you take go against their beliefs or what they think you should be doing at a certain age in a certain way, none of which really matter. All right. So remember that you're never alone. You have support in unlikely places. And sometimes getting involved in stuff that's beneath you really just draws you down to the level with which people want to drag you down. No one higher than you or successful you is going to be doing that. This is just facts. No one secure in themselves is going to really have to make a crusade to try and bait you into anything. Simple things that, if you remember, save you a lot of time. That being said, before this full moon that's going to manifest unconventional shifts leading into ascended perspectives in Sagittarius, we do have Mercury in Sag. Mars is getting ready to go into Sagittarius. So the short time Mercury has been in a Sagittarius, showing you, higher different possibilities. It's giving you a bird's eye higher perspective to show you the higher meaning of what you've been processing all year. Mars, it's like a scout. You sent a scout out like before you go out there, hey, show me what it's looking like. So when Mars goes through there, you're going to take action aligned with, hey, psst, the coast is clear. There's some people here. That's what today and the next tomorrow, that opposition to Uranus is going to revisit any unconventional happenings when Mercury went through. Next week, Mercury's going to retrograde. 2 weeks from now, Jupiter's going to retrograde. So the moon in Aries is now with this Virgo signature preparing to break through this next season of breakthrough. 180 degrees to the sun, while the sun is like in that Scorpio signature 210 to 240 of breakthrough. So you can look forward to this sense of authenticity tying together what boundaries you're willing to draw, where you're not willing to compromise. And when you realize and remember, most shit is noise. A lot of stuff sounds like it's significant. It's really just noise. I mean, everything really is just noises and frequency. The planet is generating frequencies. What it makes astrology on a physics level, and this is said as by a physicist, like legit, are the low electromagnetic frequency, the ELF waves, making Earth a tuner. And like planets have different frequencies that the Earth will tune. And we can go even deeper into that, theorizing if you had Mars on the rising, those frequencies could influence what it is that goes through. And then, experiments done by people in the army outside of astrology, which show that frequencies do affect people. And we know that seasons affect temperament, which is such an amazing study, because you can admit seasons affect temperament, not knowing what the fuck astrology is. But other than that, seasons. Okay, this original understanding that is integrating this transformative awareness is not just preparing you for the full moon, but it's restoring this authentic understanding of what you are purifying and bringing to other people. And tying all this together is not only going to, especially if you take into account every moon in Aries since Aries season, show you how much you've developed, but it's going to start this process of radically transforming your life. Okay. And that's where, once again, now that Mars is trining Neptune, retrograde back into Pisces, and as the sun makes its 240-degree angle to Saturn and to Neptune, with which now I think it's recently done to the nodes, it's aligning not only everything you're meant to believe, but it's helping you transcend and release said noise. And that's where Aries comes in. A lot of issues you may feel you have aren't really issues. It's just you trying to satisfy your ego. It's just you trying to get the last word in from people who are saying stuff about you or ideas about you. It's you not wanting to feel disrespected in a certain way, none of which really matters. Everything with which, if you approach from a soul perspective, is entirely beneath you. And so let this Chiron in Aries call you out on that, or use you as a way to feel where other people are being inauthentic. Like, everyone says they're spiritual. We're 10 years in the game. I've been reading charts for over 10 years. I've got my 240th 5-star review. So when I hear people talking about, most people talk astrology online, they can't give a reading. They suck. And this isn't me saying this. These are people who had to run to me because they went out on the market, and people care more about how they look on TikTok and the aesthetic. They suck at reading, guys. The game is fucked up. I'm completely honest. Their professionalism is ass. Like, yeah, they know how to make the aesthetic of their page look good and appeal to a lot of people. They suck at running business. There's not a single person who's ordered from me who's waiting for their shit. All right, and if you have waiting lists because you're popular, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the broader landscape. I'm not talking about 1, 2, or 3 people. There's a lot of people who fucking suck at conducting business. It's just about the money for them, but they can't manage that money. They can't really give a good customer service experience. That's why I don't have to argue with people. I have receipts. I have stats. I don't have to worry about my ego. I'm more focused on the people one-on-one. I've had the honor and privilege of serving through this, because that's really what it's about. So, like, you have a lot of people who talk a lot about, I'm just using astrology as an example because it's just an example, talk about the stars. They could talk about all their theories about stuff until it's time to practice it, until it's time to actually demonstrate it and actually give a good reading, which unfortunately, nah. So that's why it's beneath you, any one of you who actually have receipts, any one of you who really do this. Like I said, 10 years in the game. Most of these people just hopped into this shit because, it was trending and now they're a goddess Isis and now they know they're stars. It's the same with Christianity. I've seen people hop in and suddenly believe in Jesus After 2 years of maybe having a whole phase or spending their whole life like doing horrible shit, now they're forgiven. I've been a Christian since birth. Okay, like I grew up in the churches. I grew up having to hop from church to church because there was no spirit in the church. And it's only a few people who know what that feeling is like. Growing up having to go to Sunday school, your parents teaching you in the word. Those type of people can't tell me about God. No offense. Like it's a pride thing. I don't want to let my ego get in the way because yes, anybody can tell me the truth, right? But those type of people can't just flex their beliefs on me like they're holier than thou. I've been who you were before. I've been who you were before, lost in a dogmatic doctrine that's not really real. The way you say it's real. Okay, so what is needed is authenticity. I respect someone who understands where they fall short, but they have no pride about it, versus someone who feels like the publican, right? It's literally the New Testament. Oh, I'm not that beggar. I'm not that thief right there. You know, God's gonna appreciate me more because I do everything right. When no, God does not fuck with you. God is literally says, we healed the sick in your name. I don't know you, nigga. That's in the Bible. They just translated it and edited it because they had the Christianized stuff. It is what it is, man. I don't want to really make this about religion. We're going to make this about authenticity. And too many people are too focused on their image and how stuff looks, but they don't have the juice. They don't have the sauce like that. They're all talk. The people who listen to them aren't studied. They're going to believe everything. And you need to ask yourself, are you going to lower yourself? Did you work all this time to lower yourself, to going back and forth with people who cannot hold a candle to you? But at the same time, are you going to rest so much in your ego that you can't listen to somebody because they don't have as much time doing what you have done? Okay. And this is where if I do that, I have to call myself out on that too. I don't. But like, you have to keep your sword sharp, lest, you know, you fall victim to a dull blade. Bars. You guys stay blessed as always. This is going to tie everything together. The moon's going to go into Taurus. You're going to manifest this breakthrough. I keep this mathematics. I try to leave this out of theory. I leave room for theory. I'm giving you the math. The moon is making 150 to 180. By 180 will be moon in Taurus. And that opposition to Venus, that's opposite Chiron, is going to bring up where your ego may still fall short of trying to prove itself. We're done with the 90s. On a joke. We're about to be next year. We're done trying to prove ourselves. Let your work do the talking. That's it. That's literally it. Okay? And other than that, you guys stay blessed as always. I was gonna say something, but I legitimately forgot. But yeah. Yeah, regardless. Oh, yes. I let the math do the talking. I gave you the angles. I always like you to be the judge. So I don't want to say all this and say, this is what it means for you. We all read this. The whole point of me doing this is let you know that I'm not some special guru that has all the answers. It's easy, bro. Once you learn the basic stuff, my whole goal is so that everyone speaks this language and then we have our own unique interpretations that builds the craft. So take all this stuff that I've shared. What's your conclusion? How does that fit into your chart? What does that mean for you? And if you need help, if you want to understand how to make sense of it, book a reading with me. 5 stars, over 240 reviews. It's not self-proclaimed when people say I'm one of the best. It's because it's not about how popular I am with this. It's y'all are people are getting taken advantage of, especially the women getting taken advantage of feel like this, and it helps to have someone who's, you know, actually giving you proper service. So if you need that, 30% off all readings, all consultations, all reports on my site, all of Scorpio season, thepeacedealer.com, and I got you. All right, you guys stay blessed as always. Peace.